The world's most critical oil lifeline is on the edge. And the warning coming out of Iran is loud, direct, and impossible to ignore. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, has declared that the Strait of Hormuz is effectively closed. Any ship attempting to pass through, they say, will face harsh measures.
All ships, attention, all ships, attention, all ships. This is Sepah Navy, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy. From now on, all navigating through the Strait of Hormuz is forbidden. No ship in every type is not allowed to pass from the Strait of Hormuz till next notice. This is Sepah Navy, out.
اما فکر نمی‌کردن ایرانی‌ها اونا رو ول نمی‌کنن. ما تنگه هرمز نبستیم. به طور طبیعی بسته شده. کسی نمیتونه عبور کنه چون مرتب در حال درگیری در اونجا وجوده. اینا به قایق‌های ما حمله می‌کنن. ما مجبوریم به اونها حمله کنیم.
Добрый день, уважаемые коллеги. Рынка энергетических сверить часы. И хотел бы... В прошлом году через Ормузский пролив прошло около трети мирового морского экспорта нефти, а это порядка 14 миллионов баррелей в сутки. Из них около 80% направлялись в страны Азиатско-Тихоокеанского региона. Сейчас этот маршрут фактически закрыт. Добыча нефти, которая завязана на использование пролива, рискует полностью остановиться уже в ближайший месяц.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. We're also waiving certain oil-related sanctions to reduce prices. So we have sanctions on some countries. We're going to take those sanctions off till the strait is out. Then who knows, maybe we won't have to put them on. There'll be so much peace. But when the time comes, the U.S. Navy and its partners will escort tankers through the strait if needed. I hope it's not going to be needed, but if it's needed, we'll escort
Let's
them
understand
right
why this matters. The Strait of Hormuz is not just another waterway. It is the world's most vital oil corridor. Nearly one-third of global seaborne oil passes through this narrow stretch connecting the Persian Gulf to the open sea. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, United Arab Emirates, and Iran itself rely on this route to export energy to the world, especially to Asia. Now imagine that artery being blocked. That's exactly the scenario unfolding. It began with Iranian military drills in February. State media showed IRGC naval forces conducting aggressive exercises in and around the strait. Warships, missile launches, helicopter landings on cargo vessels, all signaling one thing: control. Then came the warning broadcasts. Ships in the region began receiving radio messages from the IRGC Navy. The message was clear: no vessel is allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz until further notice. And soon, this warning started turning into reality. Reports confirmed multiple vessels being hit by projectiles. Oil tankers set ablaze. Cargo ships damaged. In one incident, a Thai flag vessel was left burning in open waters, with crew members rescued and some still missing. Shipping traffic slowed, then nearly stopped.
Are you talking to the CEOs of various oil companies, encouraging them to use the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should. I think they should use the Strait. In my opinion, look, we took out just about all of their mine ships in one night. We're up to boat number 60. I didn't realize they had that big a Navy. I would say it was big and ineffective. But every one of their ships, just about all of their Navy is gone at the bottom of the sea.
According to estimates, around 20% of the world's oil supply has been affected. Prices have surged. Markets are nervous. And governments across the world are scrambling to respond. The United States, led by Donald Trump, has taken a strong stance. Washington says it will ensure the free flow of energy. by force if necessary. The US Navy is preparing to escort oil tankers through the strait. Military strikes have already been carried out on Iranian naval assets, with American officials claiming that multiple vessels and mine-laying ships have been destroyed. Trump has also issued a stark warning. If Iran blocks oil movement, the response will be far more severe. On the other side, Iran is sending mixed but firm signals. Senior security official Ali Larijni insists that Iran hasn't formally closed the strait, but admits that ongoing clashes have made it impossible for ships to pass safely. And now, Iran's leadership is doubling down. Statements indicate that blocking the Strait of Hormuz is being used as strategic leverage, a pressure point against its adversaries. Meanwhile, global leaders are watching with growing concern. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned that this conflict could trigger a full-scale energy crisis. If the disruption continues, oil production dependent on this route could halt entirely within weeks. The United Nations has gone a step further, warning of a ripple effect that could lead to rising food prices and even global hunger. Because when oil supply is disrupted, everything else follows. Transportation, manufacturing, agriculture all take a hit. Even within the region, the consequences are visible. Tankers are being rerouted. Some countries are trying alternative export routes. Others are holding back shipments altogether. But here's the reality. There is no true replacement for the Strait of Hormuz. And that's why this standoff is so dangerous. We are now looking at a high-stakes geopolitical confrontation, one where narrow stretch of water has become the center of a global power struggle. On one side, Iran asserting control over a strategic choke point.
の実質的な閉鎖についても、これは非難をし、そして、茂木外務大臣からも、イランの外務大臣に対して、もうそれをやめるように申し入れをしてきました。
That under international humanitarian law, civilians and civilian infrastructure. Ultimately, the basic point is that if the fighting ends, then the Strait of Hormuz will be operational. What's important now is that all steps be taken to make sure that the Strait of Hormuz can be functional, because, as I just pointed out, one of the consequences of it not being open will be a drastic increase in world hunger.
Nous ne sommes pas partie prenante au conflit. Et donc, jamais la France ne prendra part à des opérations d'ouverture ou de libération du détroit d'Ormuz dans le contexte actuel.
It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to witness some of the incredible efforts. When it comes to the Strait of Hormuz, I've been in contact with many allies. We all agree, of course, that strait has to open up again. And what I know is that allies are working together, discussing how to do that.
I think NATO's making a very foolish mistake, and I've long said that, I wonder whether or not NATO would ever be there for us. So this was a great test, because we don't need them, but they should have been there.
From our perspective, this is a waterway located next to Iran. Naturally, we will not allow our enemies to use this waterway. At the same time, a war is taking place around it, and naturally, many ships and countries may not want to use this route due to insecurity. Some countries contact us to discuss safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, and we try to provide them with the conditions for such passage.
On the other, the United States and its allies determined to keep it open at any cost. The question now is, who blinks first? Will diplomacy step in before the situation spirals further? Or are we heading toward a larger military confrontation in one of the most sensitive regions on Earth? For now, the Strait of Hormuz remains tense, volatile, and uncertain. And the world is watching, because what happens here will not stay here. It will impact fuel prices, economies, and lives across continents.